Hey, I'm Joker Dark Rider, and behind the camera, finally, yeah, we have Last Will. We recently had the release of Alatreon for those that play Monster Hunter World, and his fight, it's something. It's a pain in the ass, but he is a Black Dragon, so I guess that's expected. But then his weapons came out, and Big Black Dragon, master of all 5 elements, his weapons, master of 1.
He doesn't even already use it in the fight.
Yeah, he uses he uses his dragon energy for every now and then in between elements, but other than that, you mostly getting hitting by the other 4 elements. Hell, he uses water a bit more than his dragon. The only time you see his dragon attack is when he does a big explosion. So,
oh, when he hits the lightning. Well, wait, no, that's lightning in the ice cubes.
Yeah, when he hits the lightning or does the ice stuff, yeah. But yeah, it's really, there's not much excitement when it comes to his weaponry. They're all interesting, don't get me wrong, but for instance, the Electron Madness, the fully upgraded version of the dual blades, which you'll probably see on screen now. Now, they have 2 gem slots, they have a decent chunk of purple sharpness, 480 dragon damage, and a raw of 392. Not bad, but not good. This is a Black Dragon, and so many sets, hell, you can even set up a Safi Jiva weapon to kind of somewhat outcompete this, but taking Safi out and Kolv Taroth out for build focus things, you've got dual blades in the dual blade set that both outcompeted in raw damage and dragon damage. Because you have the Ruination Democrate, the Ruin and Gigante dual blades. They have 406 raw damage and do 180 dragon damage, while also having a high Elder Seal instead of the low one that the dual blades for Alatreon have. I might want to add that when you're going against Elder Dragons, the higher the Elder Seal, the better, so that way you don't have to worry about wasting jewels to try and increase it. And it also comes with 1 gem slot. So already this thing kind of outcompetes it. The Electrons have more dragon-ish damage, but that's really, unless you're going to power up your dragon damage to God knows what. I guess if you're using the set bonus it can help, but still. But then you've got Enduring Surrender, which is those mosaic-looking dual blades. Now, you'll see them on screen. They have 2 level 1 gem slots, so they have the same number of gem slots, just level 1s and not 2s. They only go into a certain amount of sharpness, so they're not as good as the other 2 in the sharpness department. But it has over 510 dragon damage, which well outcompetes. It outcompetes both the previous dual blades, and it still has 336 in terms of raw damage, which isn't that far behind Alatreon. And again, its Elder Seal is average, which is still higher than the measly low that the Electron Madness dual blades give you.
It's pretty disappointing just hearing that the Big Black Dragon's lower than Nutagante.
Yeah, it's no get me wrong, I love Nugagante, and that's great. But when you think about it, it's not just Nugagante's weaponry, it's also the Mosaic dual blades. They're on a tree that isn't related to any of the big bad monsters. It's on one of its own trees, and I'm like, how is it that these weapons are in contention with being better than those dual blades? Literally, you can make either of these dual blades work better than the Alatreon ones, even though Alatreon's the Big Black Dragon. So it got me thinking, how could you make Alatreon weapons better? And after, it really didn't take me long to brainstorm an idea, but the way it works is, well, we have features of this that could be included already, so why not introduce a new kind of gem system for Alatreon? Alatreon weaponries, I'm pretty sure all of them, when they're upgraded to their 2nd stage, all of them have 2 level 2 gem slots. I'm pretty sure that's custom all across the board. Well, why not abuse that with Alatreon, with what I'm calling Alatreon Gems? Because you're having the master of all elements. Why not literally add a new system to allow people to customize their dual blades to have anything? Like, for instance, on the base level, they have just dragon. Leave them as they are. So they're just the normal dragon dual blades that you have already. However, you can say every time you fight him, you'll be randomly allotted one of these signature Electron Gems, or say there's another quest that they give you that you can get them on, and there'll be one gem for each of the elements. So you've got fire, water, ice, lightning, and dragon. Like, technically you don't really need the dragon, so technically you don't have to include that, but you still have the other four. And what you can do is, you can equip these gems on, like, they'll be in the size of level 2, they will only be able to go onto Alatreon weaponry, but you can customize the elements you use. So, for instance, if you have these dual blades, if you have a fire gem and you put on here, these dual blades will now do both dragon and fire damage. So you have that dual element, or you could switch it with any of the others. Or, because there's 2 slots, what you could do is you could put, say, a fire and let's go with an ice. You could put fire and ice gems on here, and next thing you know, the second one you put on replaces the dragon, so now your dual blades are doing fire and ice damage. This would give people the ability to customize their weaponry and have the ability to wield 2 elements at any given moment. Literally, they can go into any fight with these perfectly custom weaponry holding 2 elements of their choice. You could have an amazing ideas for mix sets, and the meta would be changed because you would have so many ways to customize your sets for each individual monster you're going against. It would give people so much freedom and creation to make these amazing builds around like what they could mix and match with the elements. You could have any combination. And the other reason why this is so good is because until now, unless you really include the bugs from the Kinsec Glaive, which, to be honest, they don't really count, is the dual blades are the only weapons in the game that have dual abilities.
I call bullshit.
Yeah, like a whole lot of my friends do. Because you have the fire and poison dual blades, you have the ice and blast dual blades, you have now the paralysis and sleep dual blades. You have quite a few dual blades that...
Oktoberfest!
Yeah, you can do so many dual blade combinations with them because they have 2 elements, and usually those elements are really high. So, why not do something like that for this thread? So, like, for instance, if you wanted to make it not too broken, do what's similar to the other weapons when they're fully upgraded. So, for instance, if you were to put a fire and... let's go with lightning this time. So fire and lightning dual gems on your weaponry. What would happen is, normally, because it has 480 dragon damage, instead that would be around 400 or 300 for each of the elements. So that way you would, if you kept the dragon, it would always be dominant, but if you replaced it with 2 other elements, you would have like 400 fire and 400 lightning, or just even 300 to match with the other weaponries. Because then you would have that ability to literally customize whatever the hell you wanted, and it would give a reason for people to want to farm him. Because if people found out that they could literally wield any weaponry of any class with dual elemental status, of course they're going to farm him, even no matter how much of a pain in the ass. It's like, no matter how much of a pain in the ass he would be, that would be the one thing that would make you want to fight him.
That's the one thing that was making me not interested, because why bother?
Yeah, it's like most people give up. Like, I've seen it today. A lot of people strive through, like, you've got your high class players who go through and actually manage to succeed. But then you've got most of the casual players who are not even touching the fight or quitting straight away because, well, the elemental damage check is just bullshit. Like, the elemental damage check that you have to reach before he gets to his special is crazy, especially because if you don't reach it, you're going to die, and if you're in a full team, you're going to lose instantly unless someone got safeguard, and even then, you literally have the next 7 minutes, because this super happens every 7 minutes. You have that long to try get the next damage check, which that elemental damage check is even larger than the one that you were just on. So a lot of people don't want anything to do with it. But this way, you have the reason for people to want to farm it. Like, don't take into account the armor set, because the armor set, if you wore the armor set with this, you could have some extra little bonuses to it. But this would give people, like, instead of just dual blades, you could have, like, say, a great sword that had the ability to do, like, ice damage and, I don't know, electrical damage. You had you could have a charge blade that could do both ice damage and throw in some water damage just for shits and gigs.
I would do that.
It would be like an interesting little way you could mix and match it. Now, technically, because he's the master of all elements and not status effects, that's the reason why I didn't say just yet about the using element dual blades, or element gems, because they can add it if they want to give you more gems to want to collect. So you not only have the 5 elemental gems, but the 5 ailments, so that way you can...
He'll be the Black Dragon of all.
Like that, if the Capcom did that, then everyone would be after him in a heartbeat. Could you imagine having not only wet dual blades that did a shit ton of damage, but like having, say, 200 sleep damage and 200 paralysis damage? Like, the mugs do a pretty good job, but imagine powerful dual blades with a good chunk of purple having the ability to do massive status ailments, as well as you could even mix them up with the elements. So you could literally have, say for instance, he uses Charge Blade. Imagine a Charge Blade with the ability that not only could you do, say, lightning damage, but you also had the ability to put it to sleep. You had that dual ability, so you could do massive damage, but each time you did massive damage, you had the growing ability to put to sleep, only to wind up to be able to do another swing.
Oh, that would be so good, because it pisses me off. Every time a big swing comes, it moves.
Yeah, it's like, it gives you so much more freedom to do custom sets. And that's this is something that I thought of in just an off thought. But the more you think about it, it's all implementable, because they have a gem system. It's not hard to make just custom level 2 gems solely for one purpose. Literally, it would be similar to what we have now, just restrict how you use them so that they would only work on Alatreon weaponry. Then you would be able to have fun with that. But at the same time, you could, it's not it's not that hard to implement. We've had things in the game where they change certain things. For instance, the Call of Karoth and the Safi Jiva. They have their own systems in place to alter weapons and give you, say, you could change the... You could add these special things that you got. You could use all the stuff that you got from the fight to alter the weapons, for Safi weapons, to give them the awakening effects, to give them the attack, give them the element, give them the sharpness. You would be doing that, but on a lot less of a scale. It wouldn't be remotely as hard or as extensive to add. You don't even have to add its own section like that. You literally just have to add this section, this extra side section of gems where your Electron Gems would go, and these gems would be given to only Electron weaponry to use to give you any type of mix set. And it would give so much more room for players of Monster Hunter to make not just both amazingly powerful and just weirdly crazy sets. You could have someone that doesn't even play seriously, you could have someone go out with this weird mix-match set whose only purpose is to completely max out the ability of the 2 status elements that are on their weapon, or the 2 elemental status that are on their weapon. But they're doing it against they're just going on a whole bunch of fun little sprees. And these type of weapons would also help against the musical missions. For those people that don't know what they are, they're literally in both high rank and master rank. They're what's called the musical missions, which are pretty much, you have an area, you have 5 monsters, you have 50 minutes. When you load in, there'll be 3 monsters. You kill one, the other two will appear. You kill another, the last one will appear. And not only does it give you a whole lot of cash and stuff, but it's one of your highest chance to get large and small gold crowns from the monsters. So it's worth getting, but you always have to fight 5 monsters, and usually you need at minimum 2 elements to kind of kill everything that's in the fight. With this, your dual blades, so like for dual blades, you'd have the ability to put both of the elements you need on the same dual blades, so you don't have to switch mid-fight. You can literally just keep going. Same with everyone else. Like, let's see, what's another really big weapon? Hammer. There's another one, that's what the one Jade uses. Hammer would be able to literally go into one of those missions, and they could literally wield the 2 elements, or an element and an element, or 2 elements, that they want to use, and not have to switch weapons for the entire fight. The only one weapon that would probably not really care about this is the light and heavy bowgun, but maybe when you equip these gems to those, instead of giving it the elements, maybe it powers up those elemental shots, because the Alatreon weaponry does like to use the elemental ammo. So this is just an idea to make the Electron weaponry better, because everything about this is actually easy to implement. Capcom could do it like that. They literally just have to tweak systems that are already in the game and just make it focused less on everything else and more on just one monster. And then you'd have this, like literally all they would have to do is do like a few tweaks here and there, set it up, it'd take no time at all. And then literally if they had done that and announced to the community that they've done this, it would be legitimately just like have fun. Because the entire community would go batshit crazy. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm sure a lot of people would still rage and quit for Eschaton Judgment because of the damage check, but you would find a lot more people at least trying it instead of quitting because of that ability to fight for those gems. At least that's my thought on it. This has just been my theory idea on how to make Electron weapons better. Hope you guys enjoyed the video so far, my friends. Make sure you hit the bell notification icon down below to be notified by any of our shenanigans that we post on every weekend.
And leave a comment if this helped you.
Yeah, if this helped you at all, if this gave you nice ideas, or if, I don't know, you like this idea at all, make sure you let us know in the comments down below, because I would be happy to hear your guys' opinions. If you guys think of an idea that could probably tweak this like theory or this type of method, feel free to mention in the comments below. I'm happy to hear your guys' thoughts. This is just one I had that would like allow people to implement the weapons better. And while I've been like most people would have seen by now, like while I've been explaining this, you would have seen what I mean on camera. Like I would have had like the pictures of the weapons and like pointing to how the gems work and everything. But anyway, my friends, hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, check out the videos, and we shall see you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.